Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whatever time you are listening, we thank you for doing so. This is It. We Will Fix It in Post. I am your host, Kevin Mumphrey, and with my partners in crime, Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Yeah.
Today, we have a guest who is an actor originally from Memphis, but is currently in Arizona. Let me introduce you all to Orlando Briggs. How are you doing today?
Doing all right, my brother. How about yourself, man?
I am hanging and banging, as I like to say.
Say what?
I've said this before.
Only on the
I
left
don't
side.
pay attention.
Only
Go
on
ahead.
the left side.
See, because you said that too when I said it.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to y'all. Go ahead.
Anyway, we're gonna start off. So, how were you bitten by the acting bug?
Oh man, it's been like, some years ago, man, because like it was a church I was going to back home, and I got into the stage play, man, and I realized how much I actually enjoyed doing it, and I was like, wow, I think I'm pretty decent at this. So there was that, and then a certain member of this podcast, I'm not gonna say any names, convinced me to take it a little bit further, and once I got on the set of Brian Banks when they filmed that back in 2017, met someone there who happened to be an agent, and just kind of took it from there.
This somebody was me, by the way.
Of course it was.
Damn right it was. I'm not going to be shy about this.
He said, I'm not just going to name drop.
Years talking me into it.
So,
he literally spent 5 years talking me into it.
So sometimes because if I travel to Memphis, and if I do any work in Memphis, my travel from Nashville to Memphis is considered work mileage. And I put that on my taxes. So since at this point, I don't think we had seen each other in a little while. And it was like, they were looking for other extras. And I was like, well, you may as well hang out and make money. So I bring you to this set, and I've always known he had this like quality about him that people kind of he walks into a room, people look at who he is. And it literally happened in this situation. Two random halfway drunk white girls spoke to us. God, I can't remember their names. But I believe you got one of their numbers. What was the...
Oh, don't put them out there like
That was a wild night, wasn't it?
Man,
Don't put 'em out there like
it wasn't wild, but it was fun. Because we ended up at the end of it hanging out with Judge Joe Brown.
Does he live in Memphis now?
I believe he still does.
Because I saw
I'm pretty sure he does.
I saw about 5 interviews, and they're all from Memphis.
Yeah, he does. Because,
Yeah.
he used to be a judge in Memphis
Yeah,
before his TV show.
I knew he had a Memphis connection because he knew the whole Johnny Cochran thing and knew the whole legal.
Yeah, he was a judge. Like, I've had several cousins go in front of Judge Joe Brown.
Like he's very, very short in times, especially when you rude.
Oh, I think he goes to work waiting on someone to get rude.
He's like, I thought I told you.
Like certain people get up with "I wish a would" type of vibe.
He'd be like, you come in my courtroom looking like a fool.
If you had a little bit more bass, you pretty much got Joe.
Oh man.
But anyway, yeah, it was an interesting moment because I believe you met also a lady who ended up being your first agent there, right?
Yeah.
And I think you even talked to one of the actors there.
Yeah.
I forgot which one though. Cause I remember one guy. He was trying to talk to the actor, but the guy who played Brian Banks, he was trying to like talk to him, and this is on set, and he's like in the zone, like he's in character,
Right.
and he's like, man, I don't know why he don't even want to talk to me and nothing like that, man. He acting bougie. Like, dude, he at work. Like, what the you doing?
Well, it's kind of like most actors, right?
He wasn't no actor. He was just a street dude making a little money. But he was like, I'm gonna try to get a photo or an autograph or a famous person.
Yeah.
Oh, you better wait until after everything done.
No, I'm saying when actors are like on set, when an actor is in their role.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't really. Certain actors have different ways of preparing themselves for that role. So before they yell action, you know, they gotta prepare themselves for the role type deal.
And he looked ready to go, but Homeboy didn't. He didn't get the memo. Just put it that way.
So what you're saying is don't go Christian Bale.
He wasn't that. He wasn't that in the zone,
But I understand that though. I'm talking about Christian Bale, but I understand that because in any, like for myself, if I'm going into a project, I have a certain mindset. So it might look like I'm confused or I'm upset when I'm really not. I'm just going through things in my head and I'm trying to figure them out in my head before we start something. So it's kind of like it's happened before. I'll be on set.
So if somebody like kind of like I almost nudge you to actually like, hey man, check out this, look at this photo on Instagram, or something that's just completely out of the loop.
I'll just look at them like they're crazy, and I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. Like, and then it's like, what?
Have you experienced anything like that on set, Orlando?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And that was one thing that I learned from that experience. That one and another time, the second time I was on set, man, it's like different actors, they be like mad focused or whatever. Which you can understand that, but then there are others that you see on set that they're just, they're okay with socializing with a few of these while you're out there, even in between takes and all of that, man. And it's just one of those things, as an up and coming actor, I just took that as an opportunity to learn from each of them and say, okay, see which one works for me. Because some people, it's easier for them to be able to work without a bunch of people on their face.
So with acting,
you know what I mean?
With acting, do you like look at certain people and look at their roles and like take from that when you go into a project that you're acting on?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, like literally every project I've ever worked on, I learned something from someone. So definitely, absolutely.
So like you was also doing background for was it Christmas and Graceland. So like what kind of little things you learned that almost things that you think an actor should learn being in a background role?
One, to pretty much be ready for whatever, doing that. Because different directors have different directing styles. They have you, just in all kinds of different spots at one time. And then if you're aspiring to be, a working actor and wanting something more for yourself, that's definitely a prime opportunity to learn from the actors you see on set. So what I took from that is, because, Kelly Peckler's in it and Wesley Brown's in it. And I just kind of just took that opportunity to watch the both of them to kind of see how they operated and kind of see where they go in between takes and all of that. So it was definitely an opportunity to learn from other actors as well as network too, to kind of get yourself even further ahead.
So when you realized you wanted to pursue acting professionally, what made you go into the stage route?
Well, actually, when I first got my first agent, that was the route that they advised me to go to first because, because one thing they told me, which is absolutely true, is that, if you're trying to get into film, directors actually respect actors more when they have stage experience because, when you're on stage, you only have like just that one take, as opposed to being on a set to where if you mess up a line, you can go back and do it again. So it's pretty much for that route to get that experience. So that way, once I get ready to transition into film, it'd be easier for me because I already have that experience of I got to learn this one take because again that opens up a lot more opportunities because directors respect that.
So you think with doing stage acting, does it make almost like being on a film set you're more comfortable?
yes and no. And the reason why I say that is because yes, it's like okay, we're out here. Um, it gets a little bit more comfortable because a lot of people get that stage fright, but then the lights are so bright on stage, you really can't see anybody out there. You see like a bunch of shadowy figures. And then on top of that, it's something that you didn't rehearse over and over and over and over and over again. So so it gets a comfort level because you did this a bunch of times. And then I say no because it's like, okay, I got to make sure I get this right. Because if I get this wrong, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to ad lib or something like that. And thankfully, so far I've worked with directors who encourage ad libbing, so it definitely works out that way.
So, do you remember like what was the first, I guess, play that you were casted for?
The first one was back in Memphis. Actually performed in Jackson, Tennessee. Called "Does Family Really Matter?"
So, what was this your first audition? So, kind of expand on that experience.
Man, man, of course, naturally nervous. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, this is like my first audition, like ever. So, I'm not really knowing what I'm getting myself into. But then once I got there, I met the director, met the producers there, and I wound up doing a read with this, other young lady I just met, at that time, and we just had to do a read. And I was nervous getting started, but then, once I got there, and and they had me read a little bit off the script or whatever, and I just kind of was like, okay, just do it. And so I went in there, did the read. Did the cold read with the young lady, and strangely enough, that chemistry actually picked up like right then and there. It was almost like we just knew each other for a while, even though we had just met 5 minutes prior.
So that kind of chemistry, did it kind of make you like less nervous, or it just kind of made it easier being in that situation?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely made it a lot easier. Just being with someone that's there with that chemistry or whatever. And then, what I kind of learned to do when I was doing the church plays was to really just be locked in. I mean, yeah, of course, naturally as an actor, nerves are going to set in, but then once you're locked in, you're locked in. But then, with her being there and her being able to read the way that she was made it a lot easier for me to get through my part as well.
Okay, so like when you're getting ready to, I guess y'all, like how long was rehearsal?
Oh, let me see. We auditioned in, I want to say, we auditioned in December. So it was like 2 months worth of rehearsals. So we were doing it like 2 months, literally 5 days a week.
So how much like page of dialogue for your character that you have?
Man, it was a lot of dialogue, man. Because with my character, you know what I mean. Like I played an older guy, you know what I mean. Because like I played an older guy, and he was like a drunk, and he had grandkids or whatever. But then so I'm having dialogue with like a lot of people, you know what I mean. Like I had the dialogue, with the wife, with the kids, and with a couple of the grandkids. And the story was a real interesting story in itself, because it was like a lot of family issues going on. And then so I had this, and then with my character, he was having his own little situation in and of itself. So he kind of had to do this and do that, and just kind of wear a lot of hats by trying to work his own situation on top of that to bring everybody back together.
So when it comes to the scripts, some actors have different ways of memorizing their scripts. How do you go about memorizing the script and your lines?
For me, the way I do it is, and this is one thing that I learned from the first stage play, is the easiest way to learn the script and know your lines is to know the story. You know what I mean? So what I do is I go in, I read up on the story first to kind of see, okay, what's everybody's backstory? Where is this going? And then once I get that part, it gets kind of easier for me to memorize the lines because I know the story that comes with it.
Right.
And you know what I mean? Because of course the lines are going to tell the story anyway.
Yeah.
So when you get ready to perform for the first time, this play for the first time? Like, you remember, like, were you nervous, anxious, excited? Like, how were you feeling?
Man, I was all those things, man. Like I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, these ain't the church plays anymore. Because I'm like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, because like I'm out there and I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of people out there on the stage, got these bright lights, and this is something that I've been rehearsing like a lot over the past couple of months, and now we're able to actually do it. But then at the same time, I had to think about it too, like, okay, this ain't rehearsal because I can mess up in rehearsal and it'd be okay. We can kind of go back and fix things, but here can't really do that. But again, I was thankful that director gave me, gave all of us a lot of leeway in terms of ad-libbing to where, okay, if we mess up, then okay, we can ad-lib a little bit and kind of go from there. But yeah, I was nervous at that.
But usually, when you do stage plays, the audience doesn't know you messed up anyway. So if you're the only person that knows you messed up, right? So you can always fix it. Like right then and there, you can fix it, and the audience won't even notice.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and that was actually the thing that the producer told me right before the show, and I was like, you know what, you're right, because at the time I didn't think of it like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But and that's why like I love directors that let you ad lib, because you have some that make it go by the script, and you're just like, okay, how am I gonna fix it?
And at the same time, when you ad lib, that's more of your own personal character that you tie into that character that's on on the script. At the same time, you're putting yourself into that person, which makes it even better.
Exactly, because at that point you're making it your own.
Right.
So I actually did see someone mess up in a stage play once, and the only reason we knew he messed up because he like
called too much attention to it.
Yeah, he just looked at us, had his hands, oh, my bad.
Well, yeah. Of course, you're gonna know they messed up.
Here's the thing, it was so I never expected that, so we really thought like, oh, part of the play is this.
My bad.
And he goes, let's do that again. And he like started all the way.
Are you serious?
Oh, that's
serious.
That's real bad.
And
oh my God,
there are some people going, man, this is a weird.
He's like,
this is a weird.
I've never seen this Hamlet before.
That was kind of like it took us a few minutes to realize, no, he really fucked up.
Like, that's bad when the audience can tell, but then to do it like that,
right?
Oh
right.
God.
It's not that we told; he told us. So it ruined everything.
It took everybody out of the story. Nobody's like thinking about that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a huge distraction.
Everybody's thinking, him going, oh, my bad. Hey, let's do that again. And
my God.
So now we're all the entertaining part was like the pissed off look in the director's face. Because you just look at, because you ever just seen somebody go, oh, yo, he gonna whoop that ass in the car. That was the look.
Yeah.
And this was a Memphis play. And this was a Memphis director.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He
like,
definitely got the business.
Wait till everybody leave this.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Me and you gonna talk, homeboy. Me and you gonna talk. Like,
I can have my Memphis, but when something like that happens, it don't matter. All my Memphis finna come out.
Indeed.
All of my Memphis coming out. Like, for real?
Bleep.
And I don't even do that. I just talk to him afterwards. I calmly, say something to him. But then if they say that one wrong word to me, or if they say like
they come out in the wrong tone,
or they make it seem like it's my fault, it's over with.
I expected an apology 20 minutes ago.
That's like, fortunately, I haven't ever had that where I've been on set or working with somebody, and I had that moment where like, who the talking to? And like because in life,
right,
you have plenty of those moments
exactly
where you have to really check somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
that would quiet a room too. If everybody's kind of talking, you hear, yo, who the you talking to? And it's like, hold on.
Yeah, everybody here snap.
Yeah.
Everybody here gonna snap.
Everybody
Like, ooh.
Display. What's going on here?
Hold on. Yeah, we got a problem. We need to fix this right now.
Exactly.
I know what those words mean.
Oh man.
But would you say like doing stage play, does it help you with ad-libbing? Think you're a lot better at it?
Yeah, definitely like over time because and then what makes it a lot easier is when you have actors there that one that you actually get along with, and then two, when you have that chemistry, and then this is part of where knowing the story and knowing the script is important because it's easier to ad lib that way. Like even if you miss something, you can throw something in there that won't throw the next person off. Which of course, with experience, I've gotten a heck of a lot better with that over time. Especially after that last one, I had to ad lib that one a lot.
So, going into film, what would be your ideal role for yourself?
That's interesting. I guess someone who is I guess a good role for me would be someone that's like the opposite of who I am in real life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like a laid back, chill kind of guy, and I have my extroverted ways, but I have my introverted ways as well. So so if I could play a role that challenges me to be like, a more emotional type of person or someone that's like really wild and out there,
like Mike Tyson.
and
like Mike Tyson.
I was thinking more of the Joker.
Bottle thing, you know what I mean? Like, because it'd be something challenging for me, you know what I mean?
So you like challenging things, like something that you'll have to work at to make great type deal.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Now, what as far as a genre that you would like to pursue more?
I would say comedy, but then that would be too easy. But I would say something like a drama or a thriller, something like that.
Thriller, almost like a Key and Peele type thriller.
Yeah, something like that,
or suspense.
Suspense. Like, so what's that show I just recently watched on Netflix? Designated Survivor, like something like that.
What is that about?
Designated Survivor. It's a show on Netflix that stars Kiefer Sutherland, right? And his character, he starts off as the HUD director for the White House, and Designated Survivor is like, okay, they got the person that sits back when the rest of the government's going somewhere just in case something happens. And in this particular show, the state capitol blew up, and the entire government was killed right then and there. So this guy goes from the HUD director to becoming president because everybody else in front of him is dead.
Wow.
I
gotta watch that. I might watch that tonight.
I'm telling you, it's interesting as heck, man. I'm telling you,
if that
wild.
happened in 2020,
it probably would.
At this point, anything can happen.
We got one more month until we out of 2020.
Man, I'm telling you,
it feels like 5 years.
Exactly, it feels like another decade.
It's not even a year that we just went through. It's just a year we survived. Remember all those little stupid posts we had last year, like 2020 vision, 2020 going.
No,
new year, new me.
Let's play it out.
This year, this me has been beating
the exact opposite.
You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. Personally, and I've struggled a couple, in years. Personally, the struggle has been real this year. I can't even lie.
That's
not
a T-shirt.
Not just for the world. Yeah, okay. Every year is a little crazy.
Yeah. The world been through some stuff too. But go ahead.
But personally, it's been a little bit of a struggle this year. I ain't even gonna lie. Like I went through some obstacles that I never thought I would have to go through.
Right.
I don't know. 2 years ago was rough for me.
So you saying this year is
like emotionally, like 2 years ago was real rough.
But this year, I'm talking about this year. Was it
this year?
That year worse than this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2018 was your 2020.
Oh wow.
A whole bunch of ups and downs. Family was acting all out of control. I was like, man, I must be close to some money or something, because everybody is acting up to my life. I'm like, oh man.
So this is what success feels like.
Right.
Okay.
I got that before.
But the money didn't come.
But that's what I'm saying.
But the money didn't come.
And the whole thing about that is, along with social media, and I'm pretty sure Orlando can feel my pain on this. People see you on social media, and they see the things that you're doing, and they assume that you got all this going for you, but you're still going through the struggle. So you're not there yet. Okay, technically,
but it looks like you are.
It looks like you are. You are not there yet. All three of us work regular jobs. All three of us got to get up and go to a job.
They tend to don't see that regular job that you have on your social media.
Right.
Yo,
but at the same time, like, I don't even put my regular job on social media.
Nah, I definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Do you, Orlando?
No, I don't at all.
Right, exactly. Most of us don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just because we don't. So we post all that stuff that we're doing, and people see that. Not just people, family members see that, and they come to you, and they're not there for your struggle. They're not seeing your struggle. They're seeing all this other stuff, but you ain't talked to them in years. And then they hit you up. Then they hit you up, and I'm just like, I was broke about 3 weeks ago. Where was you at then? Like, I got some money right now in my pocket, but every time I post something, you see this, and then you gonna congratulate me.
Oh God, I can go in on that.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I do put my jobs. Well, I did, and but
I
didn't realize. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what I realized is, my regular jobs is probably looked at as more of an accomplishment than people that I grew up around.
Yeah.
They never even thought to do the type of stuff that I'm doing.
Right.
So now you have like a new cousin or someone they thought you was cute in high school just randomly friend request you.
Oh, I got. That's why my DM's blowing up. I don't know if it's because I lost weight or just I'm doing all this stuff, but my DMs are blowing up. Do you hear me? And I'm just like, back in high school, you really didn't like me. So I don't know if it's because of this or because of this that you all in my DMs.
Mofos is nosy. I'm telling you that right now. They are. Like, look, I know this one cat, me and him on site. If I saw him to this day, I'd probably feel the same way, and I had to stop myself. This dude threw a basketball in my head in like 5th grade from across the gym. And like ever since then, I would get off the bus at his house, dust him up,
right,
and then walk back to the house. And it'd be like 10 miles.
And how much energy you gotta have to go 10 miles to whoop somebody's ass.
But I get that.
That was a time where I had hate in my heart.
And energy to exert it.
Oh man, I was
that ain't even no hate in your heart. That's just trying to get somebody like you. That's just.
I'm like, but if
you just trying to prove a point.
No, but
don't play with me.
If it's like once, twice a month, I'm like, yo, like I'm like, hey, it's time. It's time for your appointment.
It's time for your appointment.
Like people like that hit you up,
right?
And I'm like, no, you know
exactly.
That I don't want nothing to do with you, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
People that rejected me and stuff like I had a crush on you back in the day, and now you want me? Like, what is that?
I'm telling you.
Now you're like, you're not even my type anymore.
I'm telling you right
exactly.
now.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing in your life right now?
I don't know what kind of energy that some people think I give off. But I'm telling you right now, I am not the back. Like for real, like you ain't gonna go over there and then try to come back over here. Like that, we don't do that.
Oh my God,
we don't do that.
You're
like, yo, I must got the wrong shirt on.
Yeah.
What the?
I'm like, yo, like I know today I wasn't wearing my favorite color. But,
what in the hell this says approachable on this shirt?
No.
I'm the same.
Oh my God!
But Orlando, you want to like you've had some like old friends start hitting you up or exes or brand new cousins.
They wasn't what you shooting in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Like, man, I could write a book on that, man. Like, cause matter of fact, like, cause in case y'all don't know, like, Kevin and I graduated high school together, so he knows pretty much everything that went on when we was over there at Overton, and some of them start hitting me back. I hear you saying this new accent now. And I'm like, famous where? Like, like I'm working on some stuff, but I appreciate it. Then of course, exes hit me up in the DMs, the ones I ain't blocked already, talking about, oh, I miss you, and I hate doing things, and maybe we should try again. And I'm just like, nah, nah. I mean, because
nah.
I'm like, one, I have a woman, and two, I wouldn't even go there because
right.
And then family members. Oh gosh, it's like up and down because you have because I have those that haven't. Ain't been supportive, and like my man said, ain't been with me shooting in the gym, but then all of a sudden they seem to do a gig. Oh my gosh, like I'm so proud of you. I knew you could do it.
Hey, we go Mike Jones on him.
Right. Come on, man. Oh man. And then there's those who think that, just because we have the same last name we're related.
Oh man. Oh, I ain't even got there yet. That's crazy.
I'm like, hold on, Phil.
This is just a coincidence.
Some redhead Irish dude.
Right. Like, come on, bro. That's the point.
It happens. It
does.
I would have never thought that like personally for myself, like I never thought that I was important anyways. So the fact that these people are like reaching out to me and like, oh my goodness, blah blah blah, and I haven't seen you in so long, and I'm just like, you didn't like me back then.
No, it's the energy. It's the energy. The energy didn't change. The energy didn't change. You know who you are.
Right.
The energy didn't change. They don't know who they are, and their energy ain't never going anywhere.
And I'm just like, oh,
did it? And Via, you can chime in on this too. Did it almost like happen early? Like you kind of had a thought in your mind of when this would kind of happen?
No,
did it happen like earlier?
Well, I had a thought in my mind, but I wouldn't. Yeah, it happened earlier because I would have thought like it's a lot of stuff that I want to get accomplished before I can say, okay, yeah, now y'all can start looking at me like this.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way about that.
In my mind, I haven't even reached that point. Like I've done a lot. I can't lie. I've achieved a lot in the film industry. I've achieved a lot. But in my mind, I haven't gotten close to where I want to be. And that's not even, I ain't even talking about the big leagues. I'm talking about
projects.
Semi. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like high standards.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, for most people, they got real low standards.
Yeah.
They be like, they get participation trophies. Like I'm not even being funny. Like, go ahead and at me.
Yeah. Or they have like really like low expectations of themselves.
Right.
Big time.
Like you literally could have done everything I've done. Literally, just put in an graduate.
Not even that. Just go out and network and hustle. That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
But they see something from you and then they just automatically assume it was easy because you smiling. And I'm like that's all it takes.
Look,
that's all it takes for you to.
Or they think it's like a lot. It takes a lot more to do.
Yeah.
Like I mean, some of this stuff you can get into just by research.
Not even that. You personally. Do you know how I learned how to edit? From YouTube. I went to college and learned all that stuff, and I didn't learn how to edit in college. I went to YouTube and learned how to edit. Ain't that crazy? You can go to YouTube.
Yeah, I can believe that though, because you can learn almost anything on YouTube now.
Oh yeah, that you can take acting classes on YouTube almost at this point.
That you know what I'm saying? Right. I learned how to script write from watching Charmed and going to the internet, printing out episodes of Charmed, looking at the script and how they wrote it, and that's how I learned how to write scripts.
I learned how to not have other people write with you from YouTube. It's like write it yourself.
To her point, I'm here because of a video game. Like I used to watch music videos and movies like 2-3 in the morning and be in awe, but I didn't have access. Like fast forward to 2007, like I'm playing a video game with some friends. Dude told me about this YouTube video they had made. I'm clicking on it. I'm like, yo, that look familiar.
Right.
And he's like, yo, that's us. I was like, man, how you do that?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, they got this thing at Best Buy. I was like, yo, I put my headset down. I said, I'll be right back. I got everything set it up, like 8 hours the first day, and then like 6 hours the day after that or whatever.
Right.
Like just editing. That wasn't even gameplay.
Yeah.
So I got all this stuff, whatever, and I was like, yo, I want to see where this goes.
And it's easier now.
Here's where it goes right now to this point.
Yeah.
Imagine where else it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So Orlando, for you growing up, when you what was like your favorite type of genres of music? I mean, music, films to look at, film or television. Like, what were you mostly into?
Honestly, I was mostly into dramas back then.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because Menace to Society was like my favorite movie for the longest time because of how gritty and real and raw it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when you look at all these actors in that movie, and it's almost like they're completely different how they are in real life, especially like Lawrence Tate and Jada Pinkett. You're just like, okay, you don't picture Lawrence Tate as old dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's more.
Yeah.
Like he's close to the councilman state of power. He's closer to that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you see him playing all dog, and he's like down for whatever, but he pulled it off. You know what I mean? But yeah, like dramas were cool. Comedies, of course, I definitely watched a lot of them, but dramas definitely because I don't know, it was just something about them that just really just caught my eye.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a sense, especially like the suspense thrillers, the ones that make you think. You know what I mean? Because
is your joint.
I was just getting ready to bring it up too, and Saul's like my favorite film franchise for that reason.
Really?
Because it's gory as all heck, but then it has a story there and it makes you think.
Right. I can see that.
And it started from YouTube.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It really did, yeah, because it did a short film on there back in like 2003, I believe. And then they came out with the first film like 2004.
Mm-hmm. I remember we would talk about it all the time. And I saw the first one, and I was like, man, you need Jesus.
Hey, the first one was tight, though. I ain't even going to lie.
I'm very sensitive to scary movies.
It's like every other movie in that franchise was like pretty decent.
Yeah, I didn't go to.
Yeah,
it was like the odds were pretty good.
I'll take y'all word for it because I saw that first and I was like, nah, I ain't got the.
Because like you really got to. Yeah, it's like you really got to see how like it continues beyond that because even with the Saw 3D that came out, it tied every film together.
Mm-hmm. See, but,
in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
That was more like it was planned though.
Yeah.
Like so. Like a lot of people don't plan none of that stuff. They just like, I'll just throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. I'm not even lying.
No, I feel that.
But that's what happens when you get away from the story.
Yeah.
Like you. Have to do that.
I could see that, and it's one of those things. Dang, what am I getting at with it? And then what I'm tripping off of is like, when you look at that, and it's like, wow, like literally every character is tied to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the crazy thing about it is that could actually happen in real life if someone was smart enough to pull it off.
You're right.
You
just
made
this
if you
movie
really
scarier for me.
Well, he's right though. That can really
Yeah,
happen.
No, I'm realizing
like it can happen. Like if someone was smart, yeah, it would take some smarts and of course a bit of help here and there. But I'm like, that can actually happen. Like it's not one of those fantasy films or whatever where you're kind of just making up stuff. That stuff that can actually happen.
That's why those like real creepy movies or whatever that like say The Thing from like what 87.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that still freaks you out to this day because you like, yo, that looks like a documentary.
Yeah.
It's like the one.
It does.
I'm
Chucky. It is not as scary now as it was.
Well, of course, little kids are gonna be scared of scary movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that one doesn't hold.
Yeah,
up.
because you're impressionable. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That one hold up.
But you look at it. I look at
y'all,
Chucky now. And I'm
died
just
from y'all didn't kick that little dog's ass. Like, Like, y'all really fighting this dog? Like,
Right.
really?
Nah, you know, maybe he got concentrated strength or something like that because he used magic. I don't know, man.
Like, it's something, man. Some steroids or something,
I
man.
don't know, man. I'm like, yo, and then how you flip back and forth? You're like, yo, man, that's weird. He's like, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I was like, you don't get your ass.
But
in there.
and I understand,
I know,
like
right?
as a not just a kid, like as a or somebody who like thinks a lot, they'll think that process of Chucky, and they'll look at any doll, and they'll be like, I wonder if this can get up and talk.
Yo, so
Well, that's why them dolls like
yeah,
like back in the day when Child's Play first came out. That's
Yeah.
why them dolls like went down. The kids like, I don't want that.
Oh yeah. I'm saying
my
they was loving
grandmother
that.
literally
Everybody-
bought one just to scare the hell out of me, and would lay it right in the room I was sleeping in, and it just looks at you like I'm not going to sleep ever again.
Hell, Stephen King's It, the first one. I mean, still to this day, I don't think I've watched that movie a second time. I was mad young when that came out.
But at the same time, clowns are scary anyways.
Yeah, but it wasn't even the
Yeah,
clown
yeah.
thing.
I'm watching.
You had all the other stuff like he's like, hey little boy, he's in a sewer. I'm like, man, that's wild.
Listen, I had cousins who lived down the street from me, and they love scary movies. And it was one time where they tried to make me watch it, and it wasn't gonna happen.
Oh, hell.
And I was young; it wasn't gonna happen. It wasn't happening.
Look, I used to walk like a triangle in the road.
Yeah.
And we lived in Alabama at the time, and my dad had my dad was in the military, so he was gone for like that year.
Yeah.
So I couldn't run to him, whatever. He would protect me from the monsters or whatever. So I would see the little drain thing, and I would go to the center of the road and then come back like at an angle because I didn't want to be close enough for something to grab me from the sewer.
Yeah.
I remember that vividly to this day, and I was like, damn, that's so stupid.
Oh man.
What's the one where like the little creepy girl gets out of the TV?
Oh,
The Ring.
The Ring.
Ring, yeah.
I saw up to that part.
That was wild.
I was with a date. I left her ass there.
Look, this man said,
I was say,
I
what?
was done.
this man sound like Prince. He said,
I was out that bitch. Out in the car like, eventually she gonna get the point.
What'd you say to her? When I got into the
left.
bathroom? You didn't say nothing to her?
Nothing. I got the out of there.
yo, my boy was dating a waitress, and she worked at one of them steakhouses, some Texas steakhouses. And this one girl was like, "Oh, I saw that movie yesterday." And you know, I looked at her, and I without breaking a beat, I said, "Oh, you have 6 days. We have 7." You know that girl never talked to me again. And like, you know, I don't know why. Like, I just got weird sense of humor at times. And
Yes, you
like,
do.
And she was like,
Yeah.
I mean, for real, she was mortified.
So that film worked. No, but yeah, back to you. You so like, how long were you doing stage play before you left to go to Washington?
Well, actually, it was just that one. Because I did that stage play like in February, and then I moved to D.C. like in September of that same year.
So it was around that same. So like, you're in a new state, a new city. So how did you kind of get yourself kind of out there within the theater scene in Washington?
Well, that one was kind of like the luck of the draw because when I first got there, I was like, okay. Now I was already told that I knew a few people out there that they have an acting circle, even though it's rather small. So I think like 2 months in, I came across this audition, which wound up being for The Ties That Bind, and you know, without an agent representation, anything like that, you know, I messed around and had booked, you know, came across and I booked an audition there. And then once I got there, now mind you, like I'm a new fresh face, so, you know, nobody there knows me. You know what I mean? It's like the first audition for like anything. And then I get in there and, you know, the particular role that I went up for. And then I was kind of nervous about that one because I'm like, okay, I'm in the East Coast, I'm from the South. I don't really know how they're going to do, you know, with folks in outside or whatever, especially when everybody that's in the acting work there know each other. And then, I guess I did a good enough audition because they came in like the next day to me and like, hey, welcome to the cast. And that was that.
So would you say people out in Washington were a little more opening than you thought they would have been?
Absolutely, by a long shot. I mean, matter of fact, a lot of those people I worked with out there, like I still keep contact with them to this day. Because the directors there, I worked with 3 different directors there. All of them were Black women. They were definitely very opening to me. Even the actors that I worked with, they were definitely very.
Hell yeah!
Shout out to all of them. I'm telling you, man. And then the actors I worked with, they were very open to me and all that. And then of course a lot of them came to me wanting to know me because they're like, okay, who's this new guy? You know what I mean? Because everybody else there knew each other. So to see a new face there, they're like, okay, he has to be good for, for somebody to, take a chance on him and he just got here.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because by the time I auditioned and got the role, I had only been on the East Coast like 2 months.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had only been there like 2 months, so I hadn't even, had opportunity to really just get out and really just get to know like a lot of people there. So that was kind of my first shot there, and but yeah, they were very open, and I mean, like I said, a lot of people I'm still friends with to this day, even though I'm out west now. Matter of fact, we just had a reunion, a virtual one, a couple of weeks ago, because of the stage play I did called Dysfunctional Love. And, and it was like the 1-year anniversary of that. And people like, people like, oh my God, we miss you so much. How things going out west and all this other stuff. So, it was definitely really cool. It was definitely a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
But that's how it should be, though, to be honest with you.
That is pretty cool.
That's literally how it should be, because at the same time, Kevin, you and myself are from the same city. And within that city, they do a lot of they don't support. Let's just put it that way.
A lot of dog eat dog.
I agree.
They do not support at all. They support when you make it.
Yeah.
But when you when it's from the ground, when you're at the ground and trying to go up, they don't support. And it made it really, for myself, it made it really hard for me to do stuff in that city. Like really hard. Like I'm the type of person who wants to learn anyways. So if I'm working with you, or I'm working with you, I'm trying to learn something that I don't know. And I guarantee you're going to learn something from me that you don't know. And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the fact that Orlando, you left and you got all that love from that spot, and you're still getting love from that spot even though you're not there anymore. It's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is, because it's a contrast from what I got in Memphis, because it was like once I moved, the agency there and all the acts I worked with there was kind of like, okay, good riddance.
Right.
And that was kind of it. So I was like, okay. But then, you go venture out elsewhere and it's different.
It's different like that here in Nashville as well.
Yeah, but I think that's a rarity. Like, say in New York, it's not like that.
Yeah.
And in L.A., if you was like in L.A., it'd probably be like fake love.
Yeah.
Because like people come here.
Yeah.
People come here, like, and I've been to film festivals and people been like, yo, people look you in the eyes.
Yeah.
They're not always like trying to look around you.
Yeah.
Like they're looking for the next thing.
Yeah.
So like I think even like say your experience is different, but then when you move different, you get different. And it's
that's
like,
true.
You're attracting those type of people that abundance mindset. So you're not crabs in a barrel mindset where it's like only limited.
Yeah.
I'm like the pie is ever expanding.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, and especially now with like, because because like once COVID is done with, like once like everything opens up where people start filming stuff, it's gonna be an even playing field.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're not gonna be able to have different actors trying to work on 2 and 3 projects at the same time, because everything's starting up at the same time. You know what I mean? And people got to think about that as well. And I mean, and I learned that from an acting class that I took. From this girl who I think she had won the roles in P-Valley actually, and she was telling us that. and she was telling us that, and that's just the thing. Like, you know, with acting, is like, you know, you have to, you know, be willing to not only learn from other people, but also share information with others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
right,
go ahead.
right. Because I mean, that's just literally how it should. Like I said, it's how it should be.
You know, you know what that remind me of?
Yeah.
Like I heard somebody say it a long time ago. I might butcher it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like you hold your hand closed, how much more can you get in your hand versus if you had your hand open?
Yeah.
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 That don't sound like you butchered it at all.
No, like I mean, some of the stuff gonna spill out over the side,
Right.
but you know how much is actually gonna stay in your hand if you had it like closed tight,
Right.
and you know, closed mouth don't get fed.
Exactly.
All that other
And,
stuff.
and like I said, the type of person that I am, I want to be the best of the best. And in order for me to be the best of the best, I have to learn from the next person.